angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem.
Hello, welcome to episode 58 of Katrina's Creations Knitting Podcast. Thank you for stopping by. If you are a new viewer, thank you very much for checking me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the little red button down there that says subscribe. And if you click the little bell next to it, you will be notified anytime I put up a new podcast, which is usually every Saturday. However, I am in the process of doing a daily yarn advent calendar unboxing that started December 1st and is running until December 20th. So, make sure to check those out as well. I'm knitting the squares, or the mini skeins that I unbox each day are getting knitted into my cozy memory blanket. So I'm showing that as well. So it's been a crazy and busy week. We've gone to 3 different potluck dinners in 1 week. I have not had to cook much, which is probably a good thing because I really don't like to cook. We went to we had an extra choir practice for Christmas, so we decided, we might as well eat while we're there, so we did a potluck. And then the next day, we have like 7 young ladies that are expecting at our church, and I'm so glad it's not contagious. But, don't drink the water at our church or you might end up with a baby. So anyway, we have like 7 ladies at our church that are all expecting, and 2 of them are due like in the next month or so. So they did a double baby shower. So we had dinner there too. We had a potluck dinner with that. And then last night, which would be Thursday night, because tonight's Friday night. Thursday night we were at a organization my husband and I volunteer at for missionaries, and they had a potluck dinner and Christmas party, so we had more food there. The scales are not going to be my friend this week. I'm really afraid of it because it's like I want to taste everybody's food, and some of it was really good. We had homemade marshmallows at one place. It was like, I've never had homemade marshmallows before in my life. These were really, really good. So, although I only had a half of one, so it wasn't as bad, but it was very good. So what is going on with me this week? I finished, I think I showed you this yarn last week. This is the Metallica by Barocco. The yarn is no longer sold. I looked online for it. It is discontinued. It was called Barocco FX at one point. And then I don't think they make it at all anymore. However, you can get it, the last I checked, you could get it on eBay for about $6 a skein. It's very, very sparkly. Let's see if I can hold this up for you. I don't know if the sparkles are going to show up. A little bit, but it looks white, but it's actually very silver with lots of sparklies in it. This is the Basic Stitches cowl, which is a pattern I designed. It's available on Ravelry for free. I did knit this one in the round. The original pattern had you knitting it flat and seaming the back, but I knitted this in the round, and I added 2 additional, it has cables that go all the way around. I added 2 additional cable sections because I knew I had extra yarn, so I had the yarn to do it. So it's a little bit bigger around. I'll roll back some so you can see it here. So it's not as tight up around my neck as some of the others would be. And I actually have a little bit left. I actually have a good bit left. Probably half of one of the skeins left. So, let's see if I can hold this up. And we got into a little discussion. There you can see some of the sparkles. You can see it real sparkly. It's almost like a tape. And one of my viewers, Kathy, was asking about the weight of this yarn. It doesn't actually say, I've got the little ball band right here. It doesn't say what weight it is, but it recommends US size 8 or 5mm needles, which is about the size needle you use for worsted weight. However, if I was to say what weight this was, just based on how it feels in my fingers, kind of when I roll it together, I would say it falls more between a fingering sport to sock weight. To me, it's not a worsted weight yarn, but when it knits up, and I did knit this with 8mm or with US 8 needles. When it knits up, the stitch definition I think is pretty good. I'll take this off and show it to you up close. So this is knit with a size 8, so you can see it looks pretty good. I don't think I'd want to go. It's dense enough that I don't think I'd want to go down a size in needles or up a size in needles. So that's pretty much what it ended up looking like. So yeah, so that is the project I was working on this week. In fact, this is about the only project I got completed this week and worked on, because we were gone like almost every night between all these potluck dinners. So and I was working a lot this week because not only is our bookmobile going away and we're trying to close up all of the books, we're trying to finish up with all the books that we had on board, as well as we had a lot of materials. We couldn't carry everything on the vehicle all the time, so all of our seasonal things, like, you know, our holiday and seasonal items were kept in the hallway outside our office. And when I say there was books out there, there was probably several thousand books out there. I mean, the bookmobile, I think, carried about 5,000 books at a time. Because, you know, I mean, adult books, not that many, but in the children's books, we were probably carrying close to about 5,000. And so there were several thousand still on the shelves that need to be sorted through and weeded out and dispersed to other locations, other library locations within our county. So we have been doing that, and we're moving. Not my husband and I, but my office is actually moving. So we're packing on top of it. So this week has been very busy, and next week's going to be very busy because that's when we make the actual move. So, and in the middle of this, we're still delivering service to our seniors at this point, just so they have things to read over Christmas. So it's been very busy. So this is the only project I actually worked on or completed. I take it back. I did work a little bit on the sewing or the knitting project for my mother. I really had hoped to get it finished this week, but it is not. This is the Banner Unfurled. I should finish it this week, though. These are the color yarns I am using. And here is what it looks like. This is a pattern that I designed. It's available on Ravelry. And here's where I was last week. It was right here. My little, so I get it close to the glare. I do it this way. I don't know. You can't see my cute little cookies. There we go. Little frosted cookie charm. So I've gotten knit up about here. And I have about 120 stitches going across right now. So I'm coming down the home stretch. My next section on this is all beading. So here it is here. And it looks a little curly right now, but once it blocks out, because this is all wool, it will block out fine. I've made this one numerous times with the same type of yarn, just in different colors. So this one is for my mom. So my father and I actually were out Christmas shopping for my mother today. So yeah, she's getting some garments. So keeping that scarf in mind while we were looking for some clothes. So not sure if what we got her is going to go with it or not, but anyway, yeah, so we were looking around. My dad and I had a dad and daughter day, so we had a lot of fun. And let's see, I'm working on the cozy memory blanket, but I can't show it to you. You'll have to watch to see it on the yarn advent calendars. And the reason I can't show you is I'm cheating. I'm filming a few days ahead of time. There is a lot of stomach stuff going around the area, and a lot of people are sick. So I actually started recording the Cozy Memory Blanket. I'm a week ahead of what you guys are actually seeing with the knitting because I wanted to have a couple of built-in, built-in slush days just in case I would get sick, which I hope I don't, but just in the event that I would get sick, it won't fall behind. That's one thing that drives me crazy if I'm watching a podcaster and they say they're going to do something and they don't follow through with it. So I just wanted to have a couple of built-in buffer days in case of the event that I would get sick. So we'll be hoping I don't, but just in case, we got you covered. I got them recorded ahead of time. So I don't want to show you the entire blanket because it might be a spoiler and you'd see some of the other colors knitted up. But we are, as of today, we are on December 8th, because this is Friday, December 8th that I'm recording this. This video you'll be seeing at December 9th. So by that time, December 9th's yarn advent calendar should be up there to see as well. So, on with our acquisitions. So, I had told you all a couple weeks ago, I ordered a kit from Craftsy. I started to say Kitsy from Craft. A Craftsy kit. And it's a poncho. They were running a really good sale. It was like 60% off, so I got this entire kit, the yarn, the pattern, everything for like $14. So here's what I'm making, and this is, I had already showed you the pattern, but I didn't have the correct colors. This is the correct colors. So I had seen this on their ads show up, and I really liked it, and I liked the colors. And it is called the Playdaptation Poncho Knitting Kit by Aunt Ninny. So that is what we're going to be making, or what I'm going to be making, and now I'll show you some of the yarn. There are 3 skeins of this. It is all acrylic, and it is called Sprightly Yarns. It is acrylic worsted, 100% acrylic, and there's 201 yards per skein of 100 grams. So this is the first color, and it's kind of an ecru color. My lighting at night is really rough, but anyway, it's like an ecru color. And so there's 3 skeins of that, and then there's 1 skein of this charcoal. This is called Charcoal Heather. The other color is called Suede, and this is called Charcoal Heather. Now this is pretty true to color. So here's these 2 together, and then the third color that's in it is a rust color, and it is called Flame. I would call it rust because it's not red, it's rust color. So there's the 3 together. It's funny, when I ordered this, it's very similar to the other poncho that I'm making. It's a lot of the same colors, but I like these colors, and a lot of my clothes are in like the grays and blacks. I tend to wear a lot of those colors. So those are the pieces to the poncho that I'm going to be making. So that is my acquisitions for this week. Next in my acquisitions, this is some yarn. I've ordered it in some other colors. This is for making leggings with, and it's in navy blue. It's looking more royal blue here, but it is navy blue. There it is. You can kind of see it's a high twist. And this is the Cloudborne Fibers from Craftsy. It's the Highland Superwash Sock Twist in the navy color. I have 3 skeins of it. And it is 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide. It's a fingering weight, and there are 178 yards per skein, and I have 3. So I now have it in, I had to look over on the bed and see what other colors I bought it in. I now have it in charcoal and a tan and a blue, so that I can make some leg warmers to keep my legs warm while I'm out and about. I'm not sure when I'm going to make them, probably when the weather's too warm to need them. Although they are treating the roads tonight, we're supposed to get snow. Yuck. I don't think it's supposed to do much of anything, but, you know, we haven't had, this will be our first snow It's been fairly warm, but tonight it was 36 degrees earlier today, so the temperatures are dropping. And it's cloudy outside, so who knows? Maybe we'll get a little bit of snow. I'm not going to have these ready for it, but yeah, I've got the materials to do it with if I get around to it. So that is it for my acquisitions. Now we're going to move on to show and tell. Now, I have to apologize because Kathy submitted a picture last week and I didn't put it up because I forgot about it. So, excuse me. So, Kathy Tinkler submitted this adorably cute Santa hat. So, I'm going to put the picture right here. Now, I've seen Santa hats that are, you know, red with white on them, but I've never seen one with a little belt on it like that. I thought it was adorable. It reminded me of the movie Elf. If you've never seen that movie, it's hysterical. But he has a green one, and it looks a lot like that, so it reminded me of Elf's hat. I did look on, I'm not sure what pattern Kathy used when she made that, so I looked on Ravelry to see if I could find any patterns that were similar, and there's a few patterns out there that are very similar to this hat, so I will insert those right here. Kathy, when you watch this, if you used a pattern, I'm not sure if you did this on your own or if you used a pattern. If you did use a pattern, if you could put the name of it down below in the comments for everybody, just in case somebody else sees it and sees how cute it is and wants to make one for them as well. Wouldn't that look cute on a whole bunch of grandchildren? A bunch of little elves. Anyway, it was cute. So thank you, Kathy, for submitting that one. And the other was submitted by Bev. She went shopping and she bought some gradient yarn. And I'm not sure if these are Caron cakes, or I know she told me she was buying some Caron cakes. But she bought some yarn, and so she sent me a picture of what she bought. So I'm going to insert that picture here. If you would like to contribute to the show and tell by submitting some of your pictures of your projects or yarn that you've bought that you want to share so the rest of us can see all the cuteness and prettiness and drool over your projects, please submit them to my email address, which is KatrinasCreations, all one word. I'll put it right down here, at yahoo.com, and just leave it, just take it as an attachment and send me a picture, and I will post it on the following podcast. And tell me a little bit about it if you would, so we know what it is we're looking at, and if it's a pattern for something, let us know what the pattern is, or if it's yarn, let us know what the yarn is. And so I love looking at stuff like that y'all make. So if, like I said, if you would like to submit pictures so that I can put up and share with everybody else, just contact me at my Yahoo address and we'll get it up for everybody. So as we get ready to end, I thought I would share a couple of podcast recommends that I've discovered this past week and been enjoying watching. One is called In a Pickle Knitting, and it's really nice. It's a lady out of Manassas, Virginia, and she just has a very calming voice. She's very pleasant to listen to, and she's actually doing a Vlogmas, but she used to be a media librarian at an elementary school. So a lot of what she's doing for her Vlogmas is recommending, each day she recommends children's books. And a lot of the children's books, some of them have to do with yarn, some of them don't. So it's really cute. She gives she gives recommendations for books and things as well, but she's been doing these children's books throughout the Christmas season. So that has been fun. And she also does some sewing, and I think she quilts as well. So I've enjoyed watching that one. And the other one is So Perfect Pearls. And that one, she does some spinning, which is what caught my attention. And she actually uses this thing called a hackle, and I had to go look it up on YouTube because I have heard of a hackle before, but I've always associated it with it being used for processing flax to make it into linen. what a hackle is, it's a wooden bar with like nails that come up through it. And normally they use a hackle. They take the flax and they put it through these it's like a nail comb, and you put it through and you pull the flax through, and it kind of gets off all of the excess hull of the flax reed, and it leaves you with the sinews. It's kind of like with wool, when you have wool and you have to comb it, put it through a drum or through the combs. That's what it's doing, but it's like little metal teeth that you put it through. So, but people use these to actually color their, spread color out throughout their wool. So I watched her do it, and what she actually did was take some of her yarn rovings and spread them out on this hackle, just like by sliding them through it, and then adding more color on top of that, and then just layering all of it, and then pulling it off, so when it pulls out, it evenly disperses the color of the rovings, so that you could take something that might be 3 different colors and you can blend them together so they're even when you go to spin them. I probably totally butchered that explanation, but if you go on and look on her website, which is, again, So Perfect Pearls, you'll see, you can watch her do that, and it was really interesting. So she does a lot of spinning, and she does some knitting as well. And I started chatting back and forth with her, actually, and I told her, I said I would probably puncture myself if I tried using one of those hackles. It looks like it'd be fun, but I would probably puncture myself or fall face forward onto it and end up with some unexpected piercings on my face. So she said she actually has injured herself on it as well. So I didn't feel as bad. But anyway, those are 2 fun podcasts that I have discovered this week and enjoyed. I'm back. Yes, it's later in the evening. When I was doing my editing, I realized that the title of the video said The Tale of the Black Christmas Tree, and I never told you the tale of the Black Christmas Tree. So I thought I would insert it, otherwise the title that I have for my video would make absolutely no sense to anybody. So, here's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Years ago, I had this spindly looking little Christmas tree that kind of resembled a skinny, scrawny shrub. Sort of like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree, only 6 feet tall. And my family laughed at this tree and made fun of this poor little tree. So one year I decided, okay, I'll get a new tree that's more cone-shaped, more not shrubby looking, and the one I had was kind of rustic country looking. So the day after Christmas, I braved Walmart, which is saying a lot, to go to Walmart the day after Christmas, and I grabbed the first tree I could find that was about 2 feet around and about 6 feet tall. Didn't give it any more thought. It was half off. What can I say? It was cheap. So I grabbed it, took it home, stuffed it down in the basement, and forgot about it till the next Christmas. Next Christmas, went to open up the tree, ripped open the box for the first time, and went, it's a black Christmas tree. It's actually Florida black pine, but it looks like a black Christmas tree. If you put it in really, really, really bright light, you can see that it is actually a very, very, very dark green. And the tree has like 200 lights on it, so once you light it up, it kind of blinds you to the fact that it's actually a black Christmas tree. So now I get made fun of my black Christmas tree as opposed to my scrawny little tree. So I think it might go away this year. It might be the last year of the black Christmas tree, because it kind of looks like we either have a burnt Christmas tree or we are in mourning. One of the two. Yeah, I'm looking at the tree as I'm speaking and going, who would have thought a black Christmas tree? Although I was at work and I was telling them the tale of the black Christmas tree, and they were all laughing, and a couple of ladies said they actually wanted it because I work down in Maryland, they are Baltimore Ravens fans, and they were like, we could decorate it as a Ravens tree. I was like, there you go. So at least I have some takers for the tree. So I think this might be its last appearance at Christmas. And next year I know to read the label a little bit better. Yeah, so maybe after Christmas I'm going to run up to Walmart again and brave the masses to try to get a normal Christmas tree. Wonder what kind of weird color I could show up with this time. Oh well, that's the tale of my black Christmas tree. And last but not least, I also decorated my house this week for Christmas. So the last couple minutes of the podcast, if you don't want to watch, it's going to end in just a couple minutes. Otherwise, if you would like to see my house decorated, I kind of walk you through it and show you what I've got. I don't overdo it with the decorations. I used to decorate so much it was a little overwhelming, and I've cut way back. So anyway, I have the decorations for my house. The one thing that is not in the pictures that I did not put up this year, you'll see my fake fireplace with my fake poinsettias. I kill plants. I don't do well with plants. We have one living plant in our house, and it's dying slowly. If it crosses the threshold, it's a death sentence for the poor plant. The only one that we have alive is a philodendron that we've had for 4 years. Now those things usually grow like crazy. Ours has 2 leaves. 2, yeah. It's 4 years old. It's 2, and it's this tall. We're not doing something right with that poor little plant. Every time a 3rd leaf pops out, one of the other ones dies. Right now, I think 2 of them are dead. My husband takes care of that, so apparently my lack of plant care is rubbing off on him. I don't know. But anyway, next to normally where my fake poinsettia is, I have a nativity scene that was made by my grandmother, and it's ceramic, and it means a lot to me because my grandmother is gone by now, but that's something that I have from her. But we have 2 toddlers that'll be at the house this Christmas, and they're pulling up on everything and walking around, and I don't want to take a chance of any accidents happening because it can't be replaced. So I'm putting them away for another year or so until they're a little more sturdy on their feet, and then I'll take it back out again. I did this when some of my other grandchildren were younger, but knowing that we're going to have 2 toddlers in the house right now, we want to save the nativity scene. So I didn't put that up, so you won't be able to see that, but that's where it normally goes. So I'm going to say goodbye now for this week, and don't forget the yarn advent calendar each day. And otherwise, I will see you again next Saturday. And like I said, if you want to stay tuned to watch my Christmas decorations, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I will see you again next week. So have a wonderful week, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. This is our fake electric fireplace that's not lit right now. And some fake poinsettias, because I kill plants. Normally on this is the clock that you hear clicking, usually when I'm recording my yarn advent calendar. Then over here we have some little snowmen, and these are ones that I knitted last year. It's I guess a mommy snowman and a girl snowman. She's not too good. And a little boy snowman that doesn't want to stand up on his own. Over here, we have the infamous black Christmas tree, which is right there. And I like a lot of nautical things, so you will see a lot of like seashells, and lighthouses on my Christmas tree, and there is a life preserver up at the top. Over here, turn the light on here. There we have a wreath that, if I get close enough to see it. No, maybe not. Maybe if I leave the light off. Maybe if I turn the bathroom light on, there we go. That is a wreath I got at a yard sale probably 20 years ago. I think I paid $2 for it. Then I have a wreath over here. It does light up, but I don't have it lit. That was made by my sister-in-law last year for me. And then we have some little dangling snowmen. And then over here, you'll see we got our instruments out all over the place because we're getting ready to go sing someplace tonight. This is one of those ceramic Christmas trees. It does light up, I just don't have it lit right now. This was made by my other grandmother, and when she passed away, that was something I got. So then we'll go into the kitchen, which is a little crazy right now, because I'm still decorating some stuff, wrapping a couple of presents. But I have little gingerbread men. Little gingerbread men that hang on my chandelier, just at Christmas time, not all the time. And then I'm in the middle of moving my office, so I've got some of my personal stuff sitting here that's going to go back into the office, but it's files and things I don't want lost. And then I've got just a couple more things to wrap Christmas-wise. And then I have some little gingerbread men over here that are hanging. You can see them right there. And then this was made, ignore all the food along here. Like I said, we've got some dinners we're going to, so I've got food prep going on. It's supposed to hold like your gingerbread man over here that hangs there, and that was a part of a Christmas gift exchange with my relatives a few years ago. And that's where I keep all my tea. So